Well, hey everybody. It's me again on the Cooking Time channel. Y'all know I be renaming things, right? But I'm holding up this red bell pepper because you guys know I'm on my journey. And one of my cousins told me that I need to have more red bell peppers in my life. I want to believe she said it will give you some vitamin C. But I'm going to check on that. And then I'll put it in the bottom of the description. Well, I have another customer who was watching my video for the lasagna I made without the noodles. And I have a few people that's going to try it out. So I'm really encouraged by that. So she asked me if I can make a stuffed bell pepper. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to make a stuffed bell pepper. And one way I try to do everything is like I pre-cooked my rice and everything. I made a 1.5 cups of rice to 2.5 cups of water. And so I cooked that and I just got done. So anyway, let me place my camera so you can see everything. So I'm excited about this red bell pepper. And I want to put this back far enough so you can actually see everything as it goes on. So when I say pre-do stuff, I want to do stuff so that you could just get to the point and it don't take forever to get everything done. So I already cut off the tops of my bell pepper and I placed it in an 8x11 dish. Okay, and I got mine for me because everything else will be for my family. And I'm probably gonna set aside just the meat part for me because I'm not really eating rice for myself, but I'm gonna put rice in the recipe. Okay, so if you notice me stuffing the other one with something a little bit different, don't fear, because so did I leave my knife over there? I'll be back. Hold on one second. LOL guys, so I'm back. Did y'all miss me? I wasn't going that long. I had to go get my knife and everything. I had it planned out and everything, but when I went to go make my onion in my processor, I left my knife. Woosah. Okay, so let's move around. So pretty much what you do, I wash my bell peppers, and then you see where the top ridge of the pepper, I kind of cut across like so. And you have this open it up. What I'm going to do is, because I'm working on my health things, I'm going to blend this down later, and I'm going to cook it with the middle of the cabbage for myself. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the seeds out just like this and just make my little tray of peppers. So that's easy. And as I said, I already moved this out of the way. I had already pre-cooked the rice, so that saves time on this video. This is a 1.5 cups of rice, and when I cooked it, I measured it in my pot for the 1.5 cups, and then I just poured water on it and I rinsed it and washed the rice first, and then I drained out the water, and then I got 2.5 cups of water and let it cook. Okay, so you know how you bring it to a boil, then you put it on medium so it can, finish cooking down. So today, I put a bowl. I'm going to use for myself. Now you pick what type of cheese you want to use, but I'm using the Kraft cheese, and it's the sharp cheddar, and this is an 8-ounce bag. So what I did was I took out a little bit off the top because once my peppers, I think they're done like I want to, because I'm going to cover it with aluminum foil. I'm going to remove the foil, and then I want to sprinkle a little bit of the cheese on top just until it melts, okay? I did the same. I put in a bowl my sauce because I decided to use tomato sauce. Now you can use tomato paste, but I figure when you use the tomato paste, you got to add the water, and the sauce is already a little bit thinner, right? So because when you use tomato paste, the goal is to thin it down. So pretty much I use the tomato sauce, and let me grab my glasses for a second because I want to make sure of the ounces because we're going to mix it as we go. Okay, so for the ounces of this tomato sauce, this is an 8-ounce can of tomato sauce. So I'll only open one. That way I can see if I need to open another one. Okay, so I'm gonna get this out of my way. All right, so first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna season everything into my meat. So I decide I'm using turkey. You can also use ground beef, but I'm on a health challenge and, you know, watching my cholesterol and all that kind of stuff. I've never had cholesterol problem, let me say that. But people do. So I'm using the turkey. And so what I'm going to do, I'm going to use a little bit of salt. So let me just spread my turkey around, get my washcloth, dish rag, dishcloth. Okay, so I'm just going to sprinkle my salt. I decided to use a little bit of garlic herb seasoning. So I want to sprinkle a little bit of that. And what I tend to do, if I have meat spread it out, I kind of go from top to bottom. That way when I mix it, I know it should have a little bit of the mixture everywhere. And then I'm going to use some garlic powder. I use the Publix brand. That's our local store here. Okay. And I like stuff to have a little bit of kick. Now, I like the red peppers in my stuff. And you might notice a lot of my recipes, I might be using some red pepper just to give it a little kick. Okay? So let me just move all this stuff back out of my way. Because you know when you're cooking, that's all you need is stuff like in your way. Like cluttering up the areas. And making stuff. So then I just get my meat. And I mix it. And you kind of decide, do you want a little bit more flavor? So I decided I'm going to put a little bit more of the garlic and herb seasoning. So before I just want to, you know, waste completely out, let me do it this way. Just a little bit, because you're going to have the cheese, you're going to have the rice, which I already seasoned with a little bit of salt. So you don't have to have all that. Now, in my processor, I did like a half of a purple, or you might call it red, I call it purple, onion. So I'm just going to go in, I'm going to add it in real quick. It's just a half. And it was like a medium-sized onion. Okay? So half of a medium-sized onion. And I'm just going to add that in. And I'm going to use this to blend down those tops of those shells like I did before. You can use your hands or you can get your fork and kind of move it around. Because you want a little bit of that kick in all pieces of your stuff, right? Like so. Now, what I want to do to make it easier for me is I'm going to go ahead and add the rest of this cheese. So this was the 8 ounces. And so I took off probably about, probably 2 ounces. And I put it in my bowl a little bit because I'm going to, like I said, sprinkle the top. So I'm going to go ahead and pour this in. Now, if you're cooking for a bigger family, you could kind of make adjustments. Like I said, this turkey is 1.5 pounds of turkey, okay? Because I'm going to use the other half and make myself some like little patties. So I'm going to mix it around in my meat. Now for me, I know I'm going to not put no rice in mine. So once I finish mixing this, I'm going to go ahead and get my red bell pepper and just take a big chunk out of it, right? Just get it with your hands. Your hands already should be clean already. So, and you're cooking. I mean, I guess if you're cooking for a restaurant, you have like your little gloves and everything. And da-da! You see how that look? And it's going to cook down. I'm going to put the oven on 350. Okay, so that's one. So, you know what? Let me back up because I do want some sauce. So I'm going to empty that back in here in my mixture. I can do that. Okay. Then I want to go ahead and put my sauce in because I want some sauce on mine too. So this is like I said, an 8 ounce can of the sauce. I'm going to mix that all up. Then it's going to make me think, well, do I want a little bit more sauce? Let's see what happens. So I think I do want a little bit more. I want it a little redder, a little bit more sauce. So I'm just going to open another can. And I'm going to use half of that can. And then if I feel like I want to use the whole can, I will. And like I said, when you go in and you buy your sauce, you can pick different types. I just decided, since I'm kind of roasting my bell peppers, I got the roasted garlic. So I'm using half because I can use that in something else. The other day I made like I was saying, I made the noodleless lasagna. So really with that, I mean, other than buying some more cheese, I could do the same thing with that other half of this meat. I just want to make it kind of wet because it's going to cook in the oven. And I'm just going to keep my eye on it. I think I'm going to set it for like 30 minutes at first. And then I'm going to go back and then I'm going to check it. And then I can go from there. So everybody's oven might be different. So you kind of check it and see. 30 minutes is good to start off. And then kind of check and see what's going on. See how much redder that looks? So now, what I want to do is I want to start adding the rice to it. Because as you see, that one pepper was really full, right? And we only have the meat. So now I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of rice at a time. So even though I made a cup and a half of rice, I might not need it and could use that rice for something else. So I'm going to take out half of this mixture and go ahead and mix it up. Kind of like chop it on in there. Okay, so now I see I want a little bit more. So then I want to use some, just in case I want to use this for something else. I'm going to use another fork and not with the mixture that I already have meat on it. Not with the fork I have meat on it. Because we don't want to waste anything. And y'all know in the midst of that, I didn't take out my meat. But that's okay. It's only got a little bit of rice in it. And so this is how it's looking. So I decided I want to add a little bit, the rest of this sauce to it is what I'm going to go ahead and do. So it ended up being 2 cans of sauce, probably 1 cup of rice, because I got at least a half a cup left of rice still in the bowl. Because all we want to do is stuff the bell pepper. The bell pepper is also part of your vegetable that you'll be able to eat. But with my family, I decided I'm going to make like some corn on the side or something. See that? So now, with that, all I'm going to do is stuff the bell peppers. Move all this stuff out my way. All right, so if you don't want to be worried about stuff on you, just kind of get your little, or you can get it with your hands, that's fine, because you're going to wipe them all off. Let me see. Get your bell peppers like this and just start stuffing it down. Another way you'll be able to see it, it don't have to be flat. You can leave some of it like sticking up. Just like this, see? Just put it in your dish. Okay? And it's really easy. Which would probably been a little bit better with my spoon. Spoon of the bell pepper into the bell pepper. Something that's quick and easy and yummy and filling at the same time. So I'm going to see if I could brick layer it in here. That way it don't fall down. Okay? And just get your little bell pepper. So as I see, I didn't really have to use, I probably could have got away with just using, let me get my fork and push this down some. I probably could have got away with just using like maybe 1 pound of turkey. But for this mixture, I did use 1.5 pounds. And what I'm probably going to do, because later on I will be able to eat rice. So I think I'm going to make some rice balls and freeze it is what I'm going to end up doing. Okay. And the cool thing about this too, this also can be frozen for later. So if you're a single person, you could make this all the way and then freeze it, or you could stuff your peppers and freeze it and then cook it when you get ready. So this can also be a part of how people, they go and they do their prep, you know, in advance. Because, you know, some of us do like to make things sometime. I have friends that don't even want to look at no idea of cooking. But if you know, plan, then you can, you don't have to do this every day. You can just pull it out and cook it when you get ready. As you're watching a TV program or whatever it is you're doing. And the way this thing filled up is probably one is good for one. You know, a person probably could just eat one and be done. So I'm going to move this out of my way. Because like I said, I think I'm going to make some balls out the rest. Because look how much mixture. That's like half of the mixture is still here. So you figure out for your family how you want to condense it down. Like I said, once it cooks, I got cheese inside. But once it cooks, I'm going to sprinkle the top with some cheese. And then it'll be ready, right? Because it's going to be already cooked. And all you're doing is melting the cheese. So when you finish, this is what it's going to look like. Stuffed. And I'm going to stand that one back up. And so anyway, I'm going to put this in the oven. I'm going to start off with 30 minutes, and I'm going to check it. And when I think that it's ready, nice and brown, you'll see the meat is ready. Then you're going to sprinkle your cheese, because you don't want it to be dry. You want it, when you cut it open and eat it, it's going to be nice and juicy and everything. So anyway, that's your tip for the day, and something quick and easy. And it only took us 18 minutes to do that. All right, I'm going to put everything in the bottom of the description about what I use and how much time I did it, okay? And anyway, let me pull y'all a little bit closer now, being that we done did it. Y'all can see it. So anyway, I want to say thank you again for joining me on A Sister's Trust. And so we have our stuffed bell peppers. So I'll put the seasonings and everything on the bottom. Have a great day.